Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And this video I'm going to show you everything has been added, changed and fixed in Minecraft 1.18 Experimental Snapshot 4. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like this one. So we will get started with the fourth experimental snapshot of Minecraft 1.18. So these snapshots are pretty sporadic, and we should get normal snapshots again around September, is what Moising has said. But let's get into the changes of this snapshot. So first of all, they say they reduced surface freezing for hot biomes and raised the altitude at which snow layers are placed. This should result in fewer weird things like jungle trees with snow on top. Well, I can conclude that this is not perfect yet because we have a savanna right here next to a beautiful snowy slopes, and we see a savanna tree with snow layers on top of it and with wrong colored leaves. So it definitely does still happen. Of course, this could just be a one-off, but I think they should definitely look into this further. But hopefully we'll see less temperature clashes still. The previous experimental snapshot changed it so that desert pyramids or desert temples generate at the surface of deserts instead of a fixed Y value, but now they changed it so desert pyramids are partially buried. So you can see here that this one is not completely on the surface, it's a couple blocks lower, but they can be buried more as well. And furthermore, both the desert and the jungle temples could generate on top of water in previous snapshots, so that should no longer happen anymore. So here we go, here's the jungle temple and definitely not on the water. Great. Then Badlands and deserts are larger and less likely to show up as ugly microbiome splodges. They also mentioned that the terracotta bands go higher, so we're seeing this here. So we see a band of the brown terracotta all the way up here and even up here. There's a yellow band even up there. That's super high from the ground, so that's good to see. And so we should see less desert and Badlands microbiomes splotched around the world. And this one is definitely way larger than a normal Badlands biome. And then they also changed something regarding the wooded Badlands plateau. So apparently in the wooded Badlands, grass and trees should start to generate up higher. But this has made something very strange because we're right here, we're in a wooded Badlands plateau. There's no grass, there's no trees, nothing. So making them generate up higher makes it so that they don't generate if the wooded Badlands plateau generates lower down, which I would regard as a bug. Then they made biome placement a bit smoother and less noisy again, and it should result in fewer microbiomes. Yeah, we really don't want to see those microbiomes, they really look terrible. They also tweaked biome placement in general to reduce the risk of hard collisions, but that still isn't perfect, as we saw at the start of the video where we saw a snowy slopes generating next to a savanna. And then speaking of the snowy slopes, the dirt was now actually removed from the snowy slopes. So now the snow just generates all the way down. In the previous snapshot they said they had fixed this, but dirt was still generating a lot in the snowy slopes and we don't see any dirt here anymore, which I think looks way better. Only thing is, these grass blocks, yeah, I'm not too sure on them. There's way too many in my opinion, and it just looks strange with all the snow and then the green grass generating on top of it. Feels like some other sort of plants should generate here, or maybe none at all. The extreme hills biome should now fit in with the terrain a whole lot better, which it actually does here. And they actually made the extreme hills a little bit more extreme, since in the last snapshot they were not that extreme anymore. But now you should see some more extreme generation in the extreme hills. Very fitting. They reduced the likelihood of rivers being cut off and turning into steep, dry river gorges in mountainous areas. And instead rivers will tend to either carve a fjord through the mountain range, which you can see here. It's beautiful. Actually it's a frozen river, but that works the same as a normal river as well. Or they will raise the terrain to form a saddle valley between the peaks. This should make the terrain friendlier for both walking and boating, and it makes rivers wider in general as well, which we can definitely see here. This is a super wide river, and to confirm, yes, we are in a frozen river. So yeah, I think it looks beautiful and creates beautiful fjords. This time it was a beautiful ice fjord. And that's something they should probably also fix. In the ice spikes biome, we still have the dirt under the snow. So it's not the snowy slopes biome, I know. But since also snow blocks generate in here, they should probably also remove the dirt in here, because it still looks pretty ugly in the ice spikes biomes. Then next, they reduced the amount of granite, andesite and diorite blobs on the surface of stone shores. So we should see less blobs on there now, hopefully. But they can now generate with layers or strips of either gravel, diorite, andesite or granite. So you see a diorite strip right here. There's a gravel strip. There's a beautiful andesite strip. So these are not blobs, these are just strips, which I think look better as well. And there's a granite strip here as well. And we see these generating more as well if we fly through more of these stone shore biomes. So this is a massive granite strip going all the way through the entire biome, which looks very strange if you look at it from above. And something similar is now also happening in the Stony Peaks biome, so the new mountain biome. And in the Stony Peaks you can find layers of gravel, calcite, andesite or granite. So we actually see a layer of calcite here, which normally only would generate in the amethyst geodes. But here we see it generating in a Stony Peaks biome, which is a nice way to get some more calcite, of course. So not only calcite can generate here, we can also find layers of gravel, andesite and granite. So here we go, there's a granite stripe right here, and an even longer one here as well. And here we see a lot more calcite generating as well. Look at this. That's quite crazy generation actually. Then they also increase the amount of iron you will be able to find in the world. So we see lots of blobs of iron generating in the mountains, but also in the caves now. Here we see 2 more blobs as well, so it should be not too difficult to find a whole lot of iron in your world. Look at the amount of iron here. Wow. Then we can't get through an experimental snapshot without mentioning the swamps at least once. So swampier swamps, yes, they really said that. They tweaked swamp placement a bit just to keep them happy. Of course, swamps should be kept happy as we've seen in all of these previous experimental snapshots. Is this hinting at the swamp update that we were supposed to get? With the chests in the boats and the new trees? Who knows, maybe. Let's see what happens there. Anyway, so swamps are less likely to extend far out from the coastline now. Bigger rivers in swamps tend to be shallower. Alright, just some more tweaks to the swamps, but since we've seen so many different swamp related updates in these different patch notes, I'm really hoping for the swamp update in 1.18 as well, once we see the snapshots rolling around. And then finally, if you want to find a whole lot of copper, you should go to the dripstone caves, because bigger copper blobs will generate in the dripstone caves. So we see a nice example here of a massive copper blob. So to say that to go to the dripstone caves if you want to get more copper. So some more examples right here, another big copper blob. And you'll see just many more of these if you just traverse a little bit around these dripstone caves. There we go. Look at all the copper. Very, very, very nice. But there we go. That's pretty much it. That's everything that was been added, changed and fixed in Minecraft Experimental Snapshot 4 for Minecraft 1.18. If you like this video, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like this one. I want to thank my tier 3 member, Smikkelaar. Thanks so much for becoming a tier 3 member. If you also want to become a member, click the blue join button below the video to check out the different tiers. There we go. I hope you all enjoyed this video and hope to see you all in the next one. So until then, bye bye.